Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to kick off Sports Sunday, so sit back and relax while public address announcer Tony Giles introduces the starting lineup.
Now, your starting lineup for Sports Sunday. Starting at anchor, a 5'4" Aries from Centerville, Virginia, and a wannabe Wisconsinite. She's a former cross-country star at James Madison University. Put your hands together.
All right, we're cutting it a little short tonight because we've got a lot to talk about. It wasn't the news that we were expecting on this Selection Sunday, but this afternoon, Alabama announces the firing of Alabama men's basketball coach Anthony Grant after 6 seasons at the Capstone. And with that, we say welcome into Sports Sunday. It's Selection Sunday. We'll get to the brackets in just a little bit, but it's kind of a somber day for anyone who knew Coach Anthony Grant.
Grant came to Tuscaloosa from VCU back in 2009. He led the Tide to the NCAA tournament just one time. Lack of postseason success, one of the big reasons Grant is no longer the head man. He managed to compile the 3rd most wins in the SEC during his tenure. That, along with running a very disciplined and clean program, weren't enough to convince Athletics Director Bill Battle to retain the coach. Here's some of the statement from Coach Battle. He praised Coach Grant's character, but stated that satisfactory progress just has not been made in the program. You can read the entire statement on our website, WVUATV.com. And Battle added that a national search for a new coach would begin immediately.
That's right. And anytime a coach is released, the question becomes, what is next for the team? Well, we asked Bama's play-by-play man, Chris Stewart, about the kind of coach Bama fans might want.
They want to feel as though they've got a connection there, and they want some more of what they consider to be visibility in the media and in other areas. I think they're wanting somebody who is going to reach out to the fan base at a high degree, a high level, as well as put a product on the floor that they feel is not just competitive, but winning and plays an entertaining style of basketball.
Now, despite the news today, the Crimson Tide does have more basketball to be played. They were selected as a 6th seed in the NIT. They're going to host Illinois on Tuesday night at Coleman Coliseum, 8 o'clock. No official word yet on who is going to coach the team. It's spring break, so it should be interesting, to say the least, about how many people will be inside Coleman Coliseum on Tuesday night. So kind of a surreal day here in Tuscaloosa. Coming up later, we're going to hear from Wimp Sanderson about the firing of Anthony Grant, but there was a lot of important basketball played around the nation today. After all, Selection Sunday.
And the Kentucky Wildcats were trying to win yet another SEC tournament title and stay undefeated in the process. Kentucky, a perfect season thus far. One more roadblock before the big dance, Arkansas. And the Razorbacks came out fighting, at least for the first 10 minutes. Michael Qualls nailing the three-pointer to tie things up at 19. But here comes the Cats. They take over. Starts with some defense, leads to a alley-oop right here. Aaron Harrison to Willie Cauley-Stein. Kentucky goes up by 6. And then they would start to pull away. The same duo, Harrison to Cauley-Stein, number 15 with double, 15 points, 10 rebounds. Kentucky matches Wichita State's previous record with the longest win streak entering the NCAA tournament. That's 34 games.
This team has a lot of dog in it, so I don't think they're worried about numbers, and that's ego stuff. I don't think they worry about it. I was with Bob Rotella, and I told him my approach to the last 2 weeks of the regular season and the tournament was I just want to get it over with so we can get on with the real stuff. And if we lose a game, I'm good with it. He stopped me, Bob Rotella, and said, your players don't feel that way.
So your top seeds are Kentucky, Duke, Wisconsin, and Villanova. The SEC ends up with 5 teams in the dance, including Ole Miss, who will play in Dayton as part of the first 4 on Tuesday night. And basketball winding down, baseball and softball are just getting cranked up in conference play.
And baseball and softball looking for series wins today, both of them on the road. We're going to start with baseball in Starkville, taking on Mississippi State. Those cowbells going crazy. 4th inning, Riley Colburn ringing the bell. He doubles down the right field line, bringing home 2, giving Bama a 3-2 lead. State led by 1 in the 7th. But the hero of the weekend, that's Mikey White. He ties it up. Bama would tack on 4 in the 8th to win the game and the series, 8-4, the final today.
Softball also looking for a series win against Georgia. Top of the 3rd, bases loaded. Demi Turner with the RBI single to right. She went 3 for 4 this weekend, and Alabama strikes first. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Georgia down 2. Alex Hugo hits this one out almost to her face.
Bam!
Georgia gets on the board with that one.
In the face.
But Alabama, top of the 6th, runner on, and Callie Case makes the Bulldogs pay. Deep to right, out of sight, and with that, Alabama gets the win and moves to 20-5 on the season, 5-1 in the SEC. So not a bad way to end the weekend. Coming up next, we're talking more hoops on Selection Sunday.
That's right. Former Crimson Tide coach Wimp Sanderson is going to help us break down those brackets. And, of course, we're going to get Wimp's thoughts on the firing of Anthony Grant. That's all coming up next as Sports Sunday continues.
Man who knows a thing or two about how to win tournaments, Wimp Sanderson won 5 SEC tournament titles at Alabama and made the Big Dance 10 times, including 6 trips to the Sweet 16. Not a bad resume. So who else would we bring in to break down the brackets and, of course, the biggest news of the day?
That's right. Coach Wimp Sanderson joins us now on the phone. Coach, first of all, what's your reaction to Anthony Grant's firing at Alabama today?
Well, you have to put Kentucky on the final line. Kentucky beat the odds-on favorite to win it all. So, I think they've got a good chance to do that. If they don't get anybody hurt, they've already had one person hurt early in the year. So if they don't get anybody hurt, but is Kentucky beatable? Sure they are. Every team is beatable if they have a night that they just absolutely are not very good and plays over their head. They're beatable.
All right. Well, the illusion of live just got ruined there. So,
and Coach, well, let's go to the next question.
Next question.
What do you think it takes to be successful here at Alabama?
Well, I think it's a good basketball coach. He's a combination. Excellent recruiter, and he has a really good recruiting staff, as well as his ability to get his guys to play hard. I think those two. You have to understand and know recruiting in the state of Alabama, and try to do a good job there, and get the coaches on your side, or at least make them feel like that you're, getting the most out of their players if they come to your school. So, it's a recruiting guy that has the ability to get those guys that he gets to play at a really high level, and if you can do that, then you've got a chance.
All right, now let's talk about the NCAA tournament. 5 SEC teams in the round of 68. Of all those teams not named Kentucky, who has the best chance of making some noise?
Well, tournament action is very tricky. Ole Miss, of course, has to play a play-in game against BYU, and I think that's very, very tough. Georgia is playing with Michigan State that took Wisconsin to the wire today. I don't know. North Carolina State and LSU's been up and down. And Arkansas and Wofford, Arkansas would catch North Carolina in the second game I think it's the second game that they won the first one. I think it's hard to say. I think all of them got pretty tough draws. I think all of those, you'd think that Arkansas, being a 5, certainly had the best draw at Wofford, but and they probably have the best chance of that group, maybe.
All right, since we didn't get to hear what Coach Sanderson's thoughts on Anthony Grant were just a minute ago, we're going to play that now. His thoughts on Coach Anthony Grant being fired at Alabama.
Well, I certainly hate for anybody to lose their position or their job. I know it's a very tough thing, and for he and his family, I know it's very, very difficult. He did a good job with those kids and made them behave and go to class and do what they were supposed to do, and that's a big part of it. Unfortunately, they didn't win or didn't get in the NCAA tournament maybe enough that the fans are just grown a little bit. But, my reaction is I hate to see anybody lose their job, and Coach Battle, I'm sure, thought a lot about it, and I'm sure he'll find a good replacement.
And before we go, I have to do my due diligence. A hashtag appeared on Twitter earlier tonight that was Let Wimp Coach. So Tuesday night, Coach, are you up for it?
Well, I hadn't been asked to. I'll put it that way. No, I don't. No, they'll get somebody. I'm sure Coach Grant will do that. I know it'll be a little bit difficult on him, but I'm sure he'll do that. All one of the assistants. All that is fan talk. I'm a spectator and been gone a long time. Yeah, I saw somebody said that, but that's not going to happen.
There you go. So no plaid jersey or sport
Blazer,
coats on Tuesday night. Good stuff from Coach Sanderson. His whole interview can be found later on WVUATV.com.
We're back with our favorite things after the break, so stay with us.
Live TV, everybody. As we always do on Sunday, it's our favorite things. After today, we all need some good thoughts as we head into the week, don't we, Jen?
But wait, what better way to do it? But let's watch some kids dance.
I like watching kids dance.
Big congrats.
Look at these guys.
To all, the fans are dancing. To all 68 teams who are dancing this week, one of the very best times of year for sports. Upset Central can happen.
Well, let's keep watching this video. Don't come out to us just yet. We've got plenty of video and plenty of time, so that's a good thing. Albany, the Great Danes are dancing. Harvard, the smart kids.
They're allowed to dance.
They can dance. Guys. You know, I think the smart schools, the Ivy League schools, they just got to let loose. And when they let loose, they let loose. Look at these guys.
I think this is the best part of March Madness is that you get a lot of schools involved. Yeah. It's 68 schools. That's
absolutely.
UAB
also in the tournament. We saw them a little bit earlier. And, you know, they're a 14 seed, but they're dancing, right? So it doesn't matter really where you get seated. Everyone has a good time. That coach right there, we can come on out now. We ran out a little video. Everyone loves to dance, but we do have a little bit more video that we're going to show you as we leave. So I know it's early, Jen, but who do you like? Do you have somebody you like in the tournament?
Yes, I'm going to go with Bucky and say on Wisconsin. Bucky. That's going to be my choice, and I think they're going to beat Kentucky.
Surprised.
You're not surprised? Yeah, they can do it.
Big Blue going out.
There you go.
Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.
They were not in the same side of the bracket, though, and that's good.
Exactly. That's why it's the perfect setup. They did it purposely, so that would be the setup.
There you go. Let's look at some more happy video. Let's all have happy, positive thoughts as we head into the weekend. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll have much more on Anthony Grant's firing and the possible replacement and who will coach on Tuesday night. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for watching.